Sometimes you gotta know who to do it with, because I have done that too. That done went and fucked my man and all that shit. So it's like you gotta know who you being nice to, because it's like these bitches right here, you out there feeling sympathy for them and wishing them the best, and these bitches.
But I'm just like, the day I just go with no filter.
That's right.
I really fear that day. Hopefully we never even see it.
Hopefully, or maybe we'll hear it in the music.
Yeah, you know what? That's good. I can alchemize those emotions and put it into the music.
Yeah.
But there's I feel like there's so many ways to view that, because yes, you can get those emotions off your chest, but there's also a theory that if somebody can make you react and crash out, that they have power over you. Ooh. And I never want somebody to have power over me.
Do you believe that?
I think that there's some truth in it, but there's also other truths that I believe in too, like giving somebody,
sometimes you
a
gotta
taste of
let
their own
them know.
medicine.
That's right.
Yeah,
So Way finally broke her silence, and the way she responded had everybody leaning in. After Cardi B's explosive interview with Kelly Rowland hit the net, where she dropped that bomb about female rappers she once supported turning around and sleeping with her husband Offset, the blogs went crazy naming names. So Saweetie, the whispers weren't out of nowhere. Fans instantly remembered those 2021 rumors, linking her to Offset right after her messy split with Quavo. Cardi didn't have to drop a name this time. The streets did the math, and within hours, Saweetie's name was trending everywhere. So the question was, how did she respond? Well, she didn't cry, and she sure didn't go on some rant. Instead, she stayed icy, calm, polished, and above the mess. Her whole vibe, whether through a slick caption, a little shade, or just the way she moved online, was basically, don't drag me into your marriage drama. It was quick, sharp, and made it clear she wasn't about to carry the weight of Offset's mess on her back. That cool detachment split the internet in two. To her fans, it was pure queen energy. They said she didn't owe Cardi or the blogs a speech. She owed herself peace. They praised her for staying unbothered, refusing to let Cardi's claims shake her crown. But to Cardi's fans, that same silence hit different. They felt it was shady, like she was dodging. What they wanted was a straight-up denial. I never touched that man. Instead, Saweetie brushed it off, and that brush off got read as guilt in some corners of the internet. Meanwhile, Cardi's side of the story was drenched in raw emotion. In her interview, she talked about how she had been uplifting young female rappers, sliding in their DMs when they were getting dragged, trying to give them hope. She wanted to show love, to remind them hate doesn't last forever. But then, finding out some of those same women were sneaking around with Offset, to her, that wasn't just cheating. It was betrayal, both personal and professional. She painted it like proof that sisterhood in rap was dead, and she was done playing big sis anymore.
On time, and I'm gonna say a very thing, because I don't know what the album, just like a lot of people that don't like me underestimating this album, a lot of these artists are also underestimated this album too. I have gotten into calls, I have gotten out of my body, because I'm very shy. I have hit people up, I have this and that. If people underestimating the impact, well, a lot of people have changed their mind these past couple of weeks. If people underestimated the impact and everything, I can't do nothing about it. One thing I don't do is I'm not gonna beg nobody. So for y'all to be like complaining and like a lot of these artists that have gotten in it on this album, I'm very thankful, I'm very grateful, because you'll be very surprised. So and usually I will send people to ask, but even me have asked and everything. But one thing I don't beg, baby. So a lot of y'all just doing too much, and it's just like, calm the down. Like, it's like it's already enough. Like, it's already enough. Like, for real, calm the down. If y'all wanted these artists on the fucking album, well, maybe y'all should have called them, because I did. And if y'all wanted them so bad, y'all should have called them, because I call them and everything. I can control people and everything. I let people underestimate me. Let them underestimate me. The next round is like, alright, just like Invasion of Privacy. Invasion of Privacy was the same way. This round is the same.
Cardi B didn't just pull Saweetie's name out the air. The timing is way too perfect. She's got that new album dropping, Am I the Drama, and the rollout been looking shaky from day one. So of course she's tossing bombs that guarantee headlines. When your project feels unsteady, chaos turns into free promo every time. Let's be real, her debut Invasion of Privacy was a straight-up earthquake. Diamond singles, Grammy wins, records that still chart to this day. She set the bar sky high. So when word spread that album number 2 was finally on the way, people expected fireworks. But behind the curtain, it wasn't all that smooth. For months, Cardi admitted she was struggling to lock in features. She even hit X, venting about artists stalling and second-guessing her album. Some flat out backed away, saying they didn't think it would hit. That's a cold reality check for someone who once ruled the charts. Eventually, she pieced together a lineup. Cash Cobain, Janet Jackson, Connie, Lizzo, Megan Thee Stallion, Selena Gomez, Summer Walker, Talia. Respectable, sure, but fans were expecting wall-to-wall megastars. Instead, the whispers grew. Was this album about to flop? And then, boom, Cardi pops up on Spotify with Kelly Rowland and flips the script. She starts spilling about betrayal, saying she once supported younger rappers, slid in their DMs, lifted them up, and those same women allegedly turned around and slept with Offset. She never dropped Saweetie's name, but she doesn't have to. The streets filled in the blanks immediately. That's the clout game. Cardi knows drama sells louder than a press release, sometimes louder than the music itself. Whether it's strategy or raw emotion, the result is the same. The conversation shifts. Suddenly, it's not, will the album flop? It's who betrayed Cardi. Fans are split. Some say she's just keeping it real, speaking her truth about snakes in her circle. Others claim she's recycling old scandals just to cover up the shaky rollout. But here's the twist. It's working. Saweetie's name is trending, Offset is a meme again, and Cardi's album, the one everybody doubted, now has the kind of spotlight you can't buy. Maybe she is the drama, but in 2024, being the drama is also the marketing.
Especially in trolling culture, because sometimes people would just join because they enjoy trolling. So I hope that as public figures, we're able to detach from that public image, because if you don't, it can really take a toll on your mental.
The reason this fire spread so fast is simple. The history here is messy. None of this drama lives in a bubble because, like I said, Cardi didn't even need to drop Edie's name for the streets to start spinning the block with rumors. So let's rewind. Offset's history with women has been public from the jump. Ever since he tied the knot in 2018, the receipts been flying. First, he was exposed creeping with Summer Bunny, who literally broke down crying on camera, admitting she messed with a married man. Then not long after, Offset got caught sliding into Jade Aki's DMs, Tekashi 6ix9ine's girlfriend, which snowballed into that infamous strip club case that even dragged Cardi herself into court. And that's not even counting all the random screenshots and shady blogs that keep popping up with his name. Offset built a rep, and let's just say it's not for being faithful. That's why people believe anything messy with him. But why drag So Saweetie into it? Well, her name got thrown in the pot back in 2021 right after her breakup with Quavo. Their split was already wild. Remember the elevator fight video and those icy subtweets? Then boom, the whispers hit that she allegedly hooked up with Offset. That rumor was so loud it supposedly sparked tension inside Migos itself. Now, So Saweetie denied it, but let's be real. Once a rumor like that sticks, it never fully dies. Every time Offset's name comes up in cheating scandals, folks drag her name back up too. And here's the kicker. Cardi and Edie's relationship never gave sisterhood energy. On the surface, they smiled at events and traded polite words in interviews, but insiders always whispered it was fake nice. Cardi kept her guard up, and So Saweetie never moved like she wanted to be Cardi's sis in the game. The vibe stayed lukewarm at best. So when Cardi said she tried to help female rappers and got betrayed, nobody had to do mental gymnastics to picture So Saweetie in that frame. And that's why this so-called confession didn't vanish into thin air. It clicked with a story fans already had in their heads. Offset, the serial cheater. So Saweetie, the icy girl tied to messy Migos drama, Cardi, the wife who's weathered cheating headlines before. Put it all together and people didn't see Cardi's words as random, they saw them as confirmation. So when So Saweetie finally clapped back with her icy calm vibe, it didn't kill the noise. It made it louder, because receipts live forever and the streets never forget.
How would your close friends describe you in 3 words?
They say I'm entertaining, nurturing, and random.
What makes this whole mess even juicier is how familiar it feels. We've seen this movie before. Same love triangle plot, just new cast members. Think back to Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Becky with the good hair. Beyonce never had to drop a name, but one lyric set the whole world on fire. The thrill came not from confirmation, but from leaving fans to obsess over the mystery. Cardi's play is the same. She didn't have to say Saweetie's name out loud. The second she dropped that hint, the internet did the math for her. It's the same energy as Beyonce's Saga. One breadcrumb and boom, chaos everywhere. Now, let's play devil's advocate. What if this ain't about Saweetie at all? Offset's got scandals stacked higher than a mixtape tower. Cardi could have been pointing at literally anyone. Maybe it was another rapper, maybe an influencer, maybe somebody not even in the spotlight. Cardi knows the game. Drop a breadcrumb, don't say a name, and boom, maximum speculation, minimum accountability. It's smart. She secures clout without ever showing receipts. But here's the twist. The fallout doesn't stop at interviews and tweets. This shifts how each of them has to move next. For Cardi B, the big gamble is whether this risky rollout fuels her album. If Am I the Drama smashes the charts, fans will crown her genius. They'll say she flipped betrayal into art and came out even stronger. But if the album flops, that same stunt might backfire, leaving her branded as someone who leaned on gossip when the music couldn't hold weight. For Saweetie, her icy response worked short term. No messy headlines, no Twitter wars, just calm shade. But the real question is longevity. If she doesn't push the spotlight back to her music or career moves, the Offset rumor shadow could stick around longer than she wants. Her icy girl brand only works when she's controlling the narrative, not when she's stuck playing defense against somebody else's marriage drama. And Offset, he didn't even speak this time and still ended up center stage in chaos. His music and style should define him, but instead he keeps popping up as the clown in somebody else's storyline. If he doesn't pivot soon through solo music or big moves that scream growth, he risks being remembered less as the Migos star and more as the punchline everyone laughs at. And for the culture, this moment proves just how fragile sisterhood in rap really is, if it even exists. Every time women in hip-hop try to build unity, industry politics, messy men, and old rumors wedge themselves in. Cardi wanted to play mentor and protector, but this whole storm shows how quick those roles crumble under pressure. At the end of the day, this is no longer just about betrayal, it's about survival. The wildest irony, Cardi named her album Am I the Drama, and with this rollout, she don't even gotta ask. Whether you see her as victim, mastermind, or straight instigator, one thing is clear. Cardi knows exactly how to keep the spotlight right where she wants it.